Hey!
Hey, Internet,
Hey,
what's up? That's creepy. Let's not do that anymore.
That was super weird.
Right?
That's going to sound even weirder on the recording.
I know, right?
So, if either one of you know us, by the way, hopefully some people trickle in. I think some people will.
Yeah, I'm working on finding this feed so I can share it too.
But
I busted up my finger by moving some stuff that I probably shouldn't have moved. So,
yeah, he
surprise.
Did. Well, and what did I say to you before you moved the stuff?
Something about not breaking anything.
I said, don't break it.
Well,
And he broke it. That was the first thing
he did. It's okay. I promise. It's fine. Brittany, I know that
we got
who's
Rick
watching.
Hanshaw, Sean Anderson, Kevin Dock.
Right
What's
on.
up, guys?
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Hey.
Jennifer Greenis. Hey, Jennifer. How are you?
All right. So I think I'm sharing this now too. Well, we'll see. All right. So you go ahead. You're like the master ceremonies here.
Apparently I am, just because I'm the one with all the technology. Calvin Walls. Hey, Calvin. How you doing? So we're doing this live, but we're also recording it. So for the people who are recording, Beef and I here, we had the idea. We're both huge wrestling fans, as you can see. We got ourselves
huge.
Here we go. Well, literally huge. We're huge. But and we've been kicking around like we'll get together. We'll watch pay-per-views. We'll do that kind of stuff. Andrea's here. Hey, Andrea. Dustin Wallace. Nice, man. People are popping in.
You're right.
So what we're no, one of those, man.
That's what I get.
There you go.
There
we go. Too sweet. So we get together. We watch pay-per-views and stuff. Powerful beard, Chuck. Yes, I am. PTB, Calvin. Hey, look at that. See, that's why I'm the master of.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Right, you're the guy.
Hey, Kara. So we get together and we watch pay-per-views and stuff, and we sit around and talk. Ralph, what's up? And we've been kicking around. It's like we should do a podcast. We should do a podcast. So this is a little bit of a preview for
the Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast.
Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast, or the P3 Podcast, man.
That's right.
That's our P3.
P3
from
there we go.
From Steel Town.
There we go.
From Steel Town. Love it.
But this is not an official
Pittsburgh
Pile Driver Podcast because we are a man down this evening.
Yes.
So this is gonna be three of us. Our boy Adam's gonna be with us hopefully at some point. So this, like I said, not an officially branded thing. We're just trying to get things set up. We're doing a little bit of recording. Figure we're gonna do a little bit of introduction stuff and maybe things all squared away.
Maybe talk about a little bit of like how we got into wrestling, like our beginnings and stuff like that.
Definitely.
And but it was just something that we thought about doing, and because of my line of work in radio, I figured we could at least get something going, give it a try, and
because of this face, how can you not have that on the internet, right? I mean, excuse the voice, I know, but hey, the face, yeah, you know it.
Hey Sean, hey Jeff, hey Maria. So we're going to be starting the podcast, and we're going to be doing that. Hopefully we're going to be recording, and like you said, we're a man down right now. We're hopefully going to have our buddy Adam, Dan Marino. Hey Dan.
Like the Miami Dolphins quarterback, Dan Marino?
No, not that Dan Marino. Different
okay.
Dan Marino. Mia Hart. Hey Mia. So we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna hopefully be doing it from right here in Steeltown proper.
Right here, in Sarver, Pennsylvania, which is Pittsburgh adjacent.
Pittsburgh adjacent.
Or Butler, or wherever we end up being.
Hey Todd.
This is not temporary. This is just where we're doing it tonight. But like I said, trying to getting a feel for it.
See Todd there, Todd Rossner. You remember him?
I do.
Dude, Todd. He said it's 2 cue balls. You want to go ahead and pull your hat off? It's the Red Rooster over here.
Hey, it's gonna be blue by Mania.
Oh, fucking come on. I will too. I'll paint my head. I'll blue meanie it up.
You're gonna with the eye mask?
Oh yeah.
That'd be great.
I'll blue meanie it up. That'd be great.
It's
my mom. Hi mom. I hope she heard me
swear. Hi, Mrs. Bungo.
I hope she heard me swear.
I hope
that
she
was
didn't.
Great. Hi Doug. So we're gonna be doing this podcast.
I'm gonna sit here and look at you longingly. How's that gonna make the internet feel? All right, now it's weird.
But we're coming into Mania season. We're on the road. We're well down the road. We're at the last exit before Mania.
Yeah. What? 2 weeks? No, 3 weeks. No, 4 weeks. Bad math.
4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week.
We'll get there.
Wait, yeah, it's eventually there. It's on the 7th this year, 8th, 7th.
I don't know.
The first Sunday
in April. Yeah.
Yeah, first proper Sunday in April. Hey, Brody. Oh, Judy, he's got such a potty mouth. Well, she raised me right, Calvin. And I don't know about you, but I'm really excited. I'm mostly excited, really honestly, for the NXT stuff that's coming up.
Oh yeah,
because some of the spoilers that we got delivered. Now I've been, unfortunately, the past couple of weeks, because I've been busy, I haven't been able to watch a lot of the material, but I've been keeping up with the news and everything. And word is we're going to get Gargano, Johnny Wrestling himself. We're getting Johnny Gargano versus.
Spoilers.
Oh, I don't care. I'll tell him right now. I don't care.
Do it.
Versus who? You want me to do it?
Do it.
Adam Cole, baby! That's right. I can't wait. That is going to be a knockdown, drag-out, fantastic match.
Yeah,
Bob,
man.
Bobby Hayden. How you doing, Bob?
But yeah, I mean, so we are both very, I would say, avid wrestling fans.
Yeah.
For years and years and years. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the thing that unites us because we got lots of geeky crap that unites us.
Oh yeah.
But it's definitely a common thread. So you know, I mean, we're gonna do this proper. We're gonna have a Facebook page. We're gonna have a Twitter.
YouTube
We're gonna
channel.
have YouTube channel. Yeah, we're gonna get it together. It's just a matter of getting things together because we are a couple hours apart. So it's
Stop that.
What?
You're hitting the table. It's in my ears. Don't do
Egon.
I thought you were gonna end it with "Get the Table."
Boom.
Since this is
That
wrestling.
makes it that too. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty pumped about it. You know, it's probably, to be honest with you, it's probably not going to be a live format every single time. This is just kind of something that we're going to do every so often. For the special ones, I would imagine we'll probably do live ones, but you know, we're really going to record the podcast and we're going to be sharing the content with you guys.
Here, just really quick, because we have people commenting and stuff.
Awesome.
This is really cool. Calvin's said that she did indeed. Megan Cantwell said, "Have you heard of Matthew Riddle?" We have her. The ultimate bro. The man who can do no wrong, and apparently is put it this way, well endowed.
That's what I heard.
Apparently. So the other
he
one
also
here
wrestles with no boots on, and that didn't work out so well for Rusev. So we'll see what happens.
All right, we got here. What else? Wonder. Dustin Wallace says, "Wonder if Dean is done for real." I stand by the statement. It's a work.
100% not.
100%. I think it's a
real.
work.
He is on his way out of WWE. We are going to see Jon Moxley, Ring of Honor, PWG, hell, AEW. Who knows? You know, when you got what you got, like he does, and he's had his name out there for the last 4 years, 5 years really. You know, he's in a place where he can bet on himself, like a Cody Rhodes, and say, hey, you know what? I'm not happy with what's happened the last couple of years.
I'm not arguing with you on the fact that Dean could go anywhere and be successful. I'm not. Okay. Now what I'm saying is, I just think the fact that they are making it very clear that they are acknowledging everything, it's all too perfect. It's all too it's all too well set up for and Roman and him are really close. And Roman came back, and there's a lot of talk that Roman is trying to sweet talk Dean into taking that deal and everything. I mean, Dean was already making over $1 million a year. He was one of the higher paid stars, despite his work rate.
I hear you. I just, you know, and I've seen this before where, you know, people are like, oh, well, WWE's working it up. You know,
I think it's work.
I don't. I mean, and we'll see. Luckily, he's pretty much up at Mania. So
let's catch up on some comments.
Yeah.
This is cool. You have to manage this. This is neat. Anthony Frederick, he says, "Big pop for the Eddie shirt."
Yeah,
Thank you very much. That's my buddy Tackhead 9 on YouTube.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he speaks highly of you.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Really, really fun Pokemon Nuzlocke run he's doing. Pokemon Red Nuzlocke.
Right on.
Do you know what a Nuzlocke run is?
No idea.
Basically, you can't use any healing potions. You can't use any of that stuff. And if your Pokemon faints, it's dead.
Oh.
Yeah. And he named the starting Pokemon after me. Poot.
Oh.
So what else
That's
we got
awesome.
here? Megan Cantwell, I have friends who are friends with it. She has friends who are friends with Matt Riddle.
Oh, no kidding.
Dude, that's awesome. Hey, you want to try and get him on our well-established podcast?
Soon to be well-established podcast.
Calvin says, I heard Poot is well endowed. Well, you know, rumors are rumors, Calvin.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Darren Swanson's here. Todd says he thinks Dean's done also. I stand by the statement. It's a work. It's a really well done work. It's sliding under the radar. But if he is done, Dean's going to do some really awesome stuff. He's going to do really awesome stuff.
Okay.
Not sure about the endowment, but he did a fundraiser for my son 8 years ago
that's
when
awesome.
he was with the UFC. He's good, dude.
Yeah, he seems like it.
From everything I see, it's him and Keith Lee are apparently two of the nicest dudes in the business.
Keith Lee's a brick house, man.
Oh my.
Okay, let me while you're perusing this.
Here. Hey boss, this is what I do with my free time.
Let me throw this
Paul
at you.
McElhaney's here.
So
While you
let's
you
say
throw
that
that out,
Dean
I'm gonna read.
Ambrose goes. What does
Hi, Darren.
what does John
Darren.
Moxley do?
1 second, Dustin. But is it because WWE are not giving him a good push? He wasn't happy with creative.
That's
No,
it.
wa-
100%.
I don't think it was just that. It was just the fact that they were making him goofy, and he is quoted saying he hates goofy beep. You know, like he hates all that cheesy
You can
stuff
swear.
they were. I know,
Goofy
no,
shit.
Yeah, he hates all that goofy shit. But like, that's
We're
the
adults.
thing. Well, adults. He said he hates all that stuff, and that's what they're making him do. They're making him a cartoon character, the lunatic fringe. Having a hot dog cart down the ring's not that's Looney Tunes. That's not lunatic fringe. Let's see who else we got here. I said, hey Darren, Calvin. The boss is here. But Dustin, you're on the right track, but I don't think it's that bad. Darren Swanson, who? Jordan. Hey Jordan, how you doing? Hey Tony, my buddy from Pixelated down here in Pittsburgh is in right now.
What's up, Tony?
What else we got? Michael Saw. Hey, Michael's here. He's a big wrestling fan. He's good. Todd said, do you think that Kofi will get his title shot at Mania? Yes.
100%.
100% they're giving it to him.
So here's the thing with
taking
Kofi.
it.
Well, here's the thing with Kofi. I think that they were 100% going to give him the title shot at Fastlane, and I think that he was going to lose the title shot, and I think that Kevin Owens was going to win the title at WrestleMania. That was the plan. I think that the fact that they took the title, that they took the push away from,
Ears, man.
I think that the fact
They're
that they
real.
I think that they took the title shot
TJ
away from
says,
Kofi,
hey, TJ.
and that they're making him work for it, and that they're giving him this big long build up. There's no way that WrestleMania doesn't include Kofi Kingston holding that title up. There's no way. Not only does he get the shot, which I think was probably going to be a fatal four-way at this point with Owens and Mustafa Ali, along with Daniel Bryan. I think that Kofi Kingston wins the title. Just me.
I think. Well, I don't think they were planning on giving it to him. If they were planning on giving it to him at Fastlane, they saw the money that they can make. Just even if he had a title run that was only 3-4 months long.
Oh, I don't think they ever intended on giving him the title.
I think
until Elimination Chamber. Once he got the pop that he got and the chance.
No, but what I'm saying after that fact, like after that,
hands behind the chair, so a quick tap on the table.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I think it's fine that they were if they were going to do that for him, but like they thought, man, what a moment, what a Mania moment for Kofi and the New Day. This is also going to put the New Day way over the whole New Day. I think it will. No. It will. I don't think it's going to break Kofi away. Kofi's good. I don't know if he has the sustainability as a single star. Worst case scenario, they turn him heel when he has the belt. He has a heel run with it, and then after a little bit, he gets back with the New Day. Now, that's just off the top of my head. My point was,
Biggie's doing the heel? Biggie's taking the title from him. Believe me, this is what they've had planned.
All right.
Listen, I'm just saying, but I am very certain. There are 3 things that I'm fairly certain of.
TJ, my Aunt Jenny's in here. Nice.
For WrestleMania, and that is 1, that Kofi Kingston will win the title. 2 is that Becky Lynch will win the title, and that 3 that Seth Rollins will win the title, and that Roman Reigns will somehow get his shot by SummerSlam, and we will see Rollins versus Reigns at SummerSlam. I am dead certain of those 3 things.
So you're saying that we're going to have all babyface victories at Mania?
I didn't say all babyface victories. I think Samoa Joe walks out with his title. I think
Dude, Joe could go out there and pull a Gene Snitsky and kick a baby out of the ring.
Wouldn't surprise me if Shane McMahon wins at Mania. Wouldn't surprise me if Randy Orton wins at Mania.
Hold on 1 second. Anthony Frederick. Lunatic Fringe is the worst nickname in wrestling. I would rather have the return of Sean Stasiak as me.
That's the truth. It
Dude,
is a terrible
right?
gimmick.
It's bad. No good, down dirty Dean Ambrose, the whiskey-looking bottle shirt. All his merch is garbage. Take a breath, beef, Calvin Walls. If Kofi wins the gold, do Woods and E go forth as a 2-man brand? No. I think that they split. That they all split. I think the Big E becomes the heel. I think the Big E becomes the. There he is.
Hey, what's up, man? There's the aforementioned third member of our team who couldn't be here this evening.
Yeah.
Props to you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that.
Hey, Tim Winters is here too.
What's up, Tim? I think that Kofi wins, and I think that Big E turns. That's just wrestling 101. What happened?
Calvin, he said, Chuck, I'm using earbuds. I feel it make it stop.
Good.
It's so true. I'm sorry I keep cutting you off to
You're fine,
talk
man.
there. But no, it's I really think because like the fact that they're doing the thing with like this past Tuesday on SmackDown, didn't the New Day come out and champion for Kofi to have his Mania moment, and McMahon in his ghoulish, disgusting, I gargled razors and Jello voice now go, what are you kidding?
Here's the thing, though. If at Fastlane, the New Day invaded Vince's office, and they were like, Kofi Kingston deserves a title shot. When Kofi was when the title shot was taken from Kofi at Fastlane, who were the two vocal ones? Big E and Woods. They were like, this isn't fair. This isn't right. They barged into Woods' office at Fastlane, and they say, hey, you know what? This man deserves it. And then, on SmackDown, they said, hey, Kofi, who's costing Kofi all this push? Who's costing all this momentum? It's the New Day. It's going down one way or the other.
Adam's so old.
Who? Me?
I don't know.
You? Him? Us? We?
We're the ones up
It's true.
and being here.
It's all true.
I'm hip. I'm cool. I'm on fleek. Is that what the kids say?
In
on
2017, man. Come on.
Look, I don't know, man. I'm working all the time. I think that this is going to be a thing that is going to push the New Day. Like, they're going to go with Kofi. That's going to be the center of it all. There's so much money in the New Day that they don't want to give up. And with the title in there, people are going to buy. Dude, I can't
believe I'm about to say this twice in 2 minutes, but in 2017, maybe.
Beef. Listen to me. Kofi wins that belt. New Day's together.
I am. But I do look ruggedly handsome, though. Hurtful.
Hurtful. But the thing is, the next night on Raw, which is an infamous Raw after Mania.
Yeah,
that is so much fun. Reset of stories, things get mixed up. The audience sometimes takes over the show.
Sometimes.
Beach Ball Mania.
Yeah. I Roll Mania. There it is.
Roll Mania.
I'm so over the night after WrestleMania, but we can save that for a different podcast. My disinterest in it.
They won't break up New Day. Adam says money, 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 money. Money, 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 money,
No,
money.
I'm telling you, man, the money is in New Day versus Big E versus Kofi.
No,
and seeing where Xavier Woods falls.
Okay, that's fine.
That's your SmackDown Summer feud.
The next day on Raw, that is going to be a sea of blue shirts and pancakes and rainbows and those horns that they have. They will not be able to make enough New Day stuff to sell. And that's the thing. What does Vince care about? Vince doesn't care about who earns what. Vince doesn't care about what the fans want. All he cares about is
okay. Let me throw another hypothetical at you.
Hey, Chantel.
So
James too. Hey, James.
Kofi, Becky Lynch, Rollins all walk out with titles.
All right.
Who does the crowd pop bigger for?
Oh, Becky.
You think?
Oh, Becky.
So then why would Kofi be the focal point? So I'm saying
Kofi is going to be the focal point of that belt. The New Day is going to be the focal point with them. It's going to be just a big wall of people.
And I hope you're right, but I mean, Wrestling 101 tells me that as soon as look at the Shield. The Shield had their big moment where they were
Joe Hill
the top
Man,
dogs.
cool.
They were the guys who, no, not for the $1 million belt. Well, I mean, the $1 million belt at this point is probably about as awesome as the WWE title, unfortunately. But that neither here nor there. My point is that, you look at the Shield in their heyday, when they beat Evolution. Like, they were on top of the world. They were, like, the best in the world, and they proved it. And then Seth Rollins turned on them. It's going to be the same thing, man, where Kofi Kingston is on top of the world, and he's like, hey, look, I did it. I'm the champion. Woo! And then Big E.
You think they're going to do that the night after Mania?
No.
Okay.
I think because, Brian's going to get his shot, I think, and we'll
Jill
go from
and
there.
Eli,
But,
hey, guys.
I don't see Kofi not facing Big E at some point.
Todd says he has to agree with Beef on this one. And you know what? To be perfectly honest with you, and I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to say, you're agreeing with Beef. You're full of shit. Beef, like, he has a really good mind for this stuff. However, in the past year, I've seen we've been sitting here watching some of the bigger pay-per-views, and you go, oh, all right. Or like, we'll be watching a random Raw or SmackDown, and we'll be messaging back and forth, us and me, Adam, and you. And like, we'll Lisa Gormont's there too. Everybody's coming in. Eli's a big wrestling fan too. My buddy Eli. But like, and you go, really? Like, you'll sit there and go, really? Anthony Frederick. I feel like New Day lost their steam when they turned face. Still the same quality in the ring, but their promos took a dive.
2017. When the last time the New Day was relevant. I love Kofi Kingston. I've been a champion for Kofi Kingston ever since he was back in ECW.
When he had that Jamaican accent?
Yeah, ECW. Back when he first came out, I'm like, this dude is going to go places. Then Randy Orton fucked him over, and I fucking hate him. That's the reason.
All right.
That is the reason that I hate Randy Orton the most.
We're going to try and keep Randy Orton out of this.
That is the reason why I hate him the most, because he screwed Kofi Kingston that night on Raw when he looked up and he said stupid. That was it for Kofi Kingston for what's it been, 10 years?
It wasn't even no, it wasn't 10. It was about 8 years before he got really the New Day kind of took off. Now here's the other thing. Randy Orton did that, but did you also notice in that, I think it was that 8-man tag that they had, I think it was an 8-man tag or a 6-man tag, when Kofi got in there against it was like 2 weeks back on Raw or SmackDown? Probably SmackDown, obviously, but SmackDown, they were in there and Kofi like gave a bunch of like forearms, the big form that like come down like that thing. He came down and right after that he like looked out the crowd and went, stupid.
No, I missed that. That's awesome.
It was real subtle and it looked like he was just hyped, but you heard him audibly go, stupid.
You gotta hope Randy Orton eats all that garbage, even though I think he's gonna win at Mania, which is, hey, it's WrestleMania, Randy Orton wins again.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
Law Randy wins.
So Adam believes, by the way, that the Kofi gets the biggest pop. And you know what? 2 months ago, I would have said it definitely would have been Becky, but now I think it's definitely going to be Kofi.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Tanner.
And I'm in agreement with Adam that I think that the crowd So I believe that the women's angle, the women's Raw title match has been done well. I think that they've done a great slow burn turn for Ronda Rousey. I think that Charlotte's going to add to the match, which is a big compliment for me as I'm not a Charlotte guy.
Eli makes a really good point.
What's
this
that?
was when I was going, Dennis Wood is there. I just saw him today and gave him $108.53.
That's an oddly specific amount of money.
I'd say, hey,
paying off some more gambling. That's
shut up. To Casino Verizon.
Just for the viewers at home, this is not a WrestleMania sign that we're pointing to. This is the Facebook chat.
No, that would be up there.
Yeah.
Not that Buckeyes sign. The point. Oh God, the points. Man, hold on, Eli. Before we get to this, because he has a point that I was going to make. I was just about to bring up, but hold on.
The point about points?
No, the thing I was going to say about,
you have another point about points. Okay.
No, another point about points after my point about points. The pointing thing, it was cool when people do it right. Like when it's done right. Like when who was it who did that? There were some people who did, like they have good points, like they're energetic, they're excited to go. And that's the thing, is when it's done right, it's cool, but everyone does it. And the worst is
Ronda
Rousey. She looks like a Make-A-Wish kid who gets to point at the sign.
Oh, you can't say that, man.
Why?
That seems oddly terrible.
No, but it's like, I think it's because she's wearing the Piper jacket. It's the Piper jacket. She looks small in that jacket. So when she's pointing, she looks like a little kid pretending to be Roddy Piper.
I gotta say this though, like I love the tweet. So Ronda Rousey has been doing a lot of stupid work. Like, oh, is it a work? Is it real? Like, oh, she calling the business fake. Oh,
just over the top.
Oh,
like people don't know it's
right. So, but I love the one tweet that Becky Lynch had that said it takes more than a jacket and a skirt to keep the spirit of the business alive.
Oh.
I thought that was just boom, perfect. And see, here's the thing, and I do want to get to Eli's point because I think that you really want to get to it. But
yeah,
the thing with Becky Lynch is that she's so much better on Twitter. She's so much better on social media because there's no handcuffs on her. When she comes out in the ring and she's scripted, it feels flat to me.
Well, do you want to know why? She apparently has like a speech, like a thing where she talks too fast. Like it's like a
guilty.
No, that's exactly it. But hers, she can't keep up with her thoughts. So it goes, and then she falls over her words.
Guilty.
So I mean,
I feel that.
I think that's one of the reasons is why and plus it causes her to not be able to memorize things because then it goes the opposite direction and slows down. Like that's like a legitimate medical thing she has. So you can't really fault her for that. But when they let her work like her own, like go unscripted, she at least has passion in that. Going to Eli's thing. Factions with titles always bring in the most money. DX, NWO, The Shield, Evolution, New Day is going nowhere. I don't understand that. It brings in the money. Like, to me, it would push New Day back to the top. Here's the other thing you do. You know what? I can't believe I'm going to say this. Take the Disco Inferno booking method. Ready for this? Are you ready for this ridiculous bullshit?
Guys, we're about to quote a Glenn Gilberti thing here, so let's all take a minute and just remember the Disco Inferno. He's still alive. It's all good.
He's still
just remembering the memory of the wrestler, the Disco Inferno. Not Glenn Gilberti. That's the Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno still looks like he's 20, by the way.
Yeah.
Glenn Gilberti still looks like $1 million.
Well, that's awesome. I've always been a big fan. Anyway, go on.
He's a trash fire wrestler, but you know whatever. But anyway, so what he did is you remember Lance Storm, okay? No, not that Lance Storm. The good Lance Storm.
No, I was disco fevering.
Hold on, I gotta fix something. Oh,
what are you doing? What are you doing? Why?
Just bringing the angle down a little bit. This thing's messing around. What do you say? Disco fever. Yeah. Melissa says, I want to say how much I love both your shirts. That is all. That's right. Fact.
That's why we're doing it, because we're a bunch of nerds.
I love it.
Enjoy our nerdiness. Go on. You were saying Disco Inferno had made a good point, which
Disco
I don't
Inferno,
believe, but go on.
No. Hear me out. You remember when Lance Storm had every singles title in WCW? Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah, he had.
Do you remember that?
The
Canadian
the Saskatchewan hardcore title, I remember. And then he had the cruiserweight. I think he called it the something like kilo or something Canadian.
I think, yeah.
And then
the Canadian world.
Except for he did not have the world title, but he had the
U.S. belt,
which
U.S. belt,
TV
belt, the hardcore belt, and
no, not TV, but he had the U.S. title belt, the cruiserweight belt, the hardcore belt, and then him and I think Elix Skipper may have been tag team champions. I don't recall. That's towards the end of WCW. But anyway,
Greg shared this with his WWE friends. If they don't join, well, they're bad friends. Wow.
Thanks, man.
That's true.
I appreciate it.
That shirt, Chuck, cheat to win.
Yeah,
dude,
man.
All the love for Eddie Guerrero.
That's what I'm saying.
Man.
It's a great shirt, dude. Yeah. Like he showed up and I'm like, dude, that's a great shirt.
I've got more too.
Right.
That's the shtick. But like and I'm sorry I'm not looking at the camera, but if I talk over here, it sounds awful. So I'm trying to keep towards the mic, so I have to look longingly at Beef's face. That's 2 longing looks we've had.
I know. Go on.
Glenn Gilberti is the one who booked that, and he said they gave him the U.S. belt.
Okay. And
then they went, "What do we do with him? Push him to the moon." And he went, "Push him to the moon. Give him another one."
All right.
So they gave him another one. They went, "What do we do with him?" And he was over. It was over. The whole thing.
Oh yeah.
He was over as like a not like a Steve Austin, but like as a stone-faced, stone cold non-seal. Yeah. And the people loved it. They ate it up, and they went, "Fuck it, give him another belt." And they kept pushing him to the moon, and it worked. It worked.
To be fair, this was the winning days of WCW, where they threw spaghetti on the wall and just hoped that something was memorable.
But when something did work, to be fair, I'm talking about it right now. I'm bringing it up as an example.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to the 8 viewers that we have right now. Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate it.
I think at maximum we had 17.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back up there.
Yeah, that'd be super good. So
anyway, so your point about Lance Storm is what with Kofi Kingston?
My point about this is not with Kofi, but with New Day. Push him.
Okay.
Push him. Kofi has that belt. Let him have it. Give Big E and Xavier, give them the tag belts, and then now hear me out. Give Xavier the US.
Oh, okay.
No, give him the cruiser belt, and then give Big E the US belt. Push him to the moon. Have them hold the belts for like 1 week, like all of them,
and then have Sanity come out and destroy them to restore Sanity's unfortunate demise.
Oh, that's a nut, man. They boggle. We're jumping topic to topic.
We are, because we don't have a run sheet or anything. We're just
but like
zebra pants.
That's what does he say? They went all Ultimo Dragon.
They did.
Belts straight from every appendage. Dude, seriously. I
can't read the whole comment because I got bad eyes, because like Adam said, I'm old. I see an F word in there, the fake.
Oh, wait. Hey, Joe, You know what also is fake and terrible and bad? Any TV show you ever watched. I shouldn't have thrown out all those adjectives, but like the thing is,
It sounded like you were going somewhere, though.
wrestling isn't fake. Wrestling is staged.
What's the comment? I just want to have to respond to him.
So here's what it says. It says,
Hey,
so never watch any fake wrestling, but Thursday the National Division I wrestling tournament starts. Collegiate wrestling.
Hey man, and that's
Dude,
cool
that's
for some
cool.
people, but you know what? Guess what? Kurt Angle, collegiate wrestler. Brock Lesnar, collegiate wrestler. Ronda freaking Rousey was in the freaking Olympics. Like, there is a
Jason Jordan.
Yeah,
No, not Jason Jordan.
Sean Benjamin was another.
Sean Benjamin, and the other
guy.
half of American.
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable.
Yeah, yeah.
Chad Gable was an
So, I
Olympian.
mean, there's a
Mark Henry, for
Yeah,
God's sake.
there's
There's
a crossover, and like I appreciate the fact that some, it's not for everybody. I get that, but hey, we got our vices. I'm sure that you got yours, so all cool.
and that's fine too. I like watching collegiate wrestling, but I like
It's
this.
interesting.
I like this because it's entertaining. People saying, wrestling's fake. Stop the fucking presses. I had no idea. God almighty. Hi, Kim.
You don't say.
Kim Bloom. Yeah, you don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Nick Cage meme. Oh, yeah. But like, that's the point. It's like, it's just fun. It's
Right.
constantly fun. And like, for me, I dipped out of wrestling.
It's not always fun. Let's not be let's not be trite. It's not always fun.
All
But,
right.
but at its best, it is enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it's enjoyable to talk about and chat about and hear your comments on it. So anyway, so let's switch gears of new day, because I want to talk about something that I read something. So and again, more spoilers.
Spoilers.
Aleister Black and Ricochet are absolutely killing it on Raw.
Or as you like to call them, he gave a good name to them.
Black Skies.
Black Skies.
Trademarked.
Now, never mind. I'm going to move on.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
So beef marked. So Black Skies, I think, are a great team, and I wasn't on board, but they work. So they won the Dusty Classic. They're going to face the War Raiders at NXT Takeover.
Yep.
Word is they're also going to be facing the Revival for the for the Raw Championships, and they're also wrestling on SmackDown. I don't see the Usos having an opponent at WrestleMania.
The Usos.
What would it be if they were to capture the NXT titles on Takeover, the Raw titles, and the SmackDown titles at Mania, and unify those belts? We keep hearing about the NXT being a touring brand, being a third brand of WWE.
You're saying unify all three sets of belts?
Exactly, and be tag team champions that go between, just like the women. I think it makes a ton of sense, because then you don't get random teams crammed together like Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Then you don't get teams like Shane McMahon and The Miz. You get honest to God.
Though. That was fun for a time. That was fun.
You get honest to God tag teams that are going for the honest to God tag team gold, and I think that would be outstanding.
That's gonna be that's fine, but then then whoever is the champion is going to have to work literally triple overtime here. They're gonna have to work they're gonna have to work Raw, SmackDown,
They
and
already
NXT
do.
tapings.
Whether or not they're live and being taped or not, they're working on the road.
No,
I
understand that, but what they're gonna have to do, and this leads into a whole nother discussion, is making sure that you're keeping track of the safety of your superstars. Because if you have people defending belts and being part of the main, really, if you're holding a belt, if they put a belt on you, you're part of the what should be the main story of there. Even if it's like, okay, the tag belts are down here, and we're not really
something, right?
You're trusting, and we're down. It's like, okay, well, we're not really telling that story, making that the main thing. The main thing is the Intercontinental belt right now, because that's where the drama is. You know what? You get what I'm saying? But then the tag belts could move up here. But you're trusting someone with that, and really trusting them with a part of your brand. And so when having them work all that time, presumably also maybe 2 house shows a week as well. You're having them work all that time. What if you're putting all your eggs in one basket? What if then one of them gets hurt? And I'm not talking about they're out for 2 weeks. They're going to have to we'll have to come up for excuses for why they can't do it or whatever, some kayfabe thing. You're it's like 8-month to 10-month injury. What then?
Here's the thing.
Then you have that hackneyed, team getting thrown together.
Here's a point for you. Well, I mean, if they keep they have a lot of tag teams right now, and I could take about 5 minutes and probably talk about every single one of them.
Oh, John's back.
But here's the thing.
So is Anthony.
I think so. Let me ask you this: between Royal Rumble and Fastlane, how many matches did Asuka work? And she's the champion, by the way. She tapped
did a lot
out.
of-
She tapped out Becky Lynch.
She
Becky Lynch didn't pass out. She wasn't pinned. Becky Lynch, the hottest thing in wrestling at that time, tapped out.
which I thought was a really weird decision.
Right? But she tapped her out.
Well, but okay, that's fine. But she had to work SmackDowns. Now she
But
was
how
off.
many? But how many? That's the thing. You know how many I can recall? One against Mandy Rose.
She
before
did.
Fastlane.
Again, you're taking televised stuff. She worked a lot of house shows.
I understand that, but
that's still
my point.
working though.
But the tag team champions, whether they are, hey man, what's up? Whether they are
You got John. Hey, John.
on one show, whether
Hey,
they're on
David.
3 shows. I mean, what do you think, Aleister
Oh,
Black?
Becca. There's Becca Morgan.
Yeah, right.
Becca,
She's been
yeah.
here. I said hello like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, good for you.
So again, welcome to 2017 again.
All right.
So no, my point is, like, look at Aleister Black and Ricochet. What do you think they're working now?
I still think, even though they work well together and everything, I know that this is a different point. You're like, why aren't you answering my question? That's still like, that's such a weird team to me. I'm just making a point.
They work though.
They work, but it's a weird team.
It is.
It's a very weird team.
I'm
But-
just saying, like, I like the idea. I like the idea, especially with
Hey, Rose.
with Fox grabbing SmackDown here in the fall, and with there being some very real competition on the horizon. And we'll see how real that comes to be if they get a TV deal. But in the fall, the WWE could be factoring in for some pretty stiff competition. You know, Triple H is all about tag team wrestling and all about women's wrestling. And honestly, if you're gonna pick 2 things that WWE can do way better than AEW at this point, I'm gonna talk about the women and I'm gonna talk about the tag team. So why not, you know, focus on your best tag team? Why not focus on your best women and your best women tag team and make them go between all 3 brands?
Well, then what's the point of having separate belts otherwise? Why not unify, like, the only things that why not unify all the women's titles? Why not unify the NXT belt and the world title?
Well, here's the thing.
Why not put the North American belt with the world championship and the NXT championship with the Universal Championship?
You were just lamenting about the loss of sanity, and I think we both were. But and let's not even begin to talk about AOP or oh my god, I can't remember their names now. Victor and
the Ascension.
Yeah, the Ascension. You know,
hey, Destiny.
there are lots of great teams who are lost in the shuffle, man, when teams like, you know, Jordan or Gable and Rude are in there, and the Miz and McMahon. And I get the Miz and McMahon as a storyline thing done just to set up Mania. I understand that. I'm not naive. But I'm saying that if you eliminate if you make 3 belts 1 belt, you suddenly have a larger pool, 1 prize at the top, and the cream, I think, will then rise.
Well, I think we'll see the problem.
The club, exactly. What about the friggin' club? You know?
Oh, they're leaving. They're gone.
They're not leaving.
They're leaving.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Busted their backs and their heads and their knees in Japan for 10 years.
They're gone. They are gone. Yeah, I can the end of their contracts, I think, are coming up in September. They're gone. They're going to AEW.
All right.
They're gone. I understand that it allows them to have a lot of time and stuff like that, but they're nothing. Put them with put AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and the club together. Make it basically Bullet Club light without calling it Bullet Club. Do that. You have all the money in the universe. All of it. All of it. Make them do that. Again, we're talking about putting belts on factions, tag belts on the club.
Right.
Keep that Intercontinental belt on Finn and put the world title, put them all on SmackDown and put all the belts on them. Have them run roughshod for like 6 to 8 months. And then do something with them, like have them put over. Do again, you can salvage sanity if you want it.
I just and I'm not championing I'm not championing the idea, because I do believe that, you know, you're right that, but it's the Naito thing, okay?
Well,
you have so many belts, like you can just start dropping them on the ramp because whatever.
Eli said club shirts would sell like crazy.
100%.
Let's see what we missed some stuff here while we were talking. Just bring back Ravens flock.
I would be about that.
I would too, man. Dude, I love them.
I would rather see more better people in there though, because let's be honest, beyond Raven and Billy Kidman.
Tackhead 9 made a really good point.
Okay.
He made a really good point. He said, I miss the undisputed title, one world champion, one face of the company. That belt, when I think of that belt, I think of Lesnar.
Like the
belt,
yeah,
the like undisputed belt,
yeah,
like that. I think of Lesnar with that.
I don't know. I mean, you have so many great talents. Okay, so let's take that for example, and I like this little Q&A thing that's happening. The suggestions from the peanut gallery, as it were.
Hey, my singer from Hellbent joined, Chris.
Yeah.
By the way, you have no excuse not to come to a Hellbent show now. You have no excuse. You got a car. That was always your excuse. Oh, man, I don't think the car could make that trip. You got no excuse now.
I want to come to a Hellbent show.
Moving on. Anyway.
Moving on. So let's say...
Wait a minute. I'm going to do a magic trick. Hold on. Everyone stay right there. I'm going to do a magic trick. Ready? Drum roll, please. Ta-da!
All right.
Anyway.
Sorry, guys. That was
That was
terrible.
stupid. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
we made it here, though.
That was
Yay!
ridiculously stupid.
Anyway, let's let's take that idea of one unified title. So you
What's it
have
say on here, club shirts would sell. Eli said it's on your chest, bro. Eddie or the bear?
no the belt.
Oh, the belt.
The unified, like the undisputed title.
Oh,
Eddie grabbed that from
yeah.
Lesnar.
Yeah.
And the so let's take that idea, one unified title. So you got Kofi.
Lesnar would actually have to work, wouldn't he? Well,
I mean, you'd
Not
think,
wrong.
but that's the problem. So you have Kofi, who is over like very few have been in the last 10 years. And then you have Rollins, who works his ass off. One consistent guy in Monday Night Raw has been Seth Rollins. Okay.
Yeah, I guess it is on the thing. Yeah, you're right.
And that's what I said. And then you have NXT, Johnny Gargano, who fucking deserves the title.
Johnny Wrestling.
Or Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, Adam
who
Cole
is amazing and who gets monster pops.
Mark my words. Adam Cole is going to be one of the only NXT call-ups that's not going to shit the bed in recent memory. No matter where he goes, he has that Shawn Michaels quality to him.
But here's my point.
Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
Here's my point. You have those three guys who what do you do with the title? You can't take it away from Kofi.
No,
you can't take it away from Rollins.
Hey, Steve Kirsch. What's up, buddy?
And you can't, take
Meg.
it away
Hi,
from
Meg.
and Meg, he says, like a okay.
No, I said hi to her earlier, but I was talking at the screen.
Right on.
But I was gonna go, hey Meg.
But my point, I get you. My point is that you can't reasonably say that one of those three people doesn't need a belt, and that's the idea of three different brands. Now, are we in a realm where we have like a super title?
Hey, Dan Stilson, what's up, Dan? No, we don't have a super. See, that's the problem. It's like, you know what I think would fix a lot of these problems? If there was more.
Vince McMahon's death.
Remember the thing I said earlier, and you were like, "Whoa, that's not cool." That was awesome. Proud of you. Anyway, no, actually, not being so grotesque.
The likes.
Yeah, all the likes. Not being so grotesque about it, but honestly, that would help because then there would be a unified storytelling and a unified care of people. Plus, giving if H had if Hunter had all the time to all control over everything, people would get booked the way they should. Now, I'm not saying that it's like, oh, everybody's going to get their push and everyone's going to get a belt and everybody's going to be the superstar. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that people will get booked properly and people will want to stay there versus like whenever AEW started up, McMahon started signing everybody these big guaranteed deals, just trying to keep them away from AEW. But the problem is Vince doesn't realize that there is literally an entire world of great wrestling talent out there that he does not have control over.
Speaking of which, how over does Kushida become when he gets to NXT?
Oh, he's got the problem is he can't do the time splitter gimmick. If he can,
Why?
you can't, copyright laws, dude. It's not the same. Over in Japan, copyright laws are way more lax.
But
you can't have.
Okay, wait a minute. Frankie Kazarian called the top rope avalanche Spanish fly the flux capacitor. I don't want to hear about.
Yeah, but there was nothing. It wasn't anything like he didn't have like merch with a flux capacitor.
He was called the Future.
He was called. Yeah, no one's copywritten.
His spinning
the
reverse
future.
STO was called Back to the Future.
That's fine, but again, he didn't come out. What was Kushida's entrance at this year's Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
I hear you.
That's his whole shtick. If his name's just the time splitter and they do the little bit of the nod to the aesthetic and he comes out dressed in esque gear, that's fine. But they can't go that far. That's the whole point of Kushida. Now, I think Kushida will sell himself.
Gimmick does not.
He
make
will sell
it the
himself.
Man.
That's what I was getting to. They could call him the time splitter all they want, but it could just be a moniker. It's like Apex Predator or like you know, I mean, obviously not the gravitas of this, but Mr. WrestleMania, you know.
Agreed.
Anything like that.
Agreed. And I'm not trying to like, you know, hijack and say, oh, let's talk about Kushida. I'm just, you know, just a thought.
No, it's a good point. But I'm worried that Kushida is not going to get the booking he should.
How well does he speak English? I think that's going to be the tale.
I don't know. Well, not Andrade, his English isn't very good, and they're booking him super strong.
Are they? He's eaten a lot of pins lately.
He's eaten a lot of pins lately.
When
but
he
give
first
him
came
time.
out, yeah.
Give him time.
When EC3 first came out, he was looking the bee's knees too,
Oh,
and now he's
main event.
He's jobbing to Tyler Breeze. I mean, good on Tyler Breeze for getting a win, but
I don't know what he did to piss someone off backstage.
Dude,
probably
he's
looking
Vince McMahon's golden boy.
Probably looking like he looks like a foot though. Like he looks like a foot. Like you look at him and you go, "That's a foot. That's a foot with fallen arches. That's a foot."
Never thought about the top one.
Or you look at his face and you just go, he looks like his face like loaded wrong. Like it was not good. So hold on. All right, Anthony Tony said Tackhead 9. Sorry, I'm calling you by that just because we have Anthony, Tony, we have other people.
Yeah, man.
But Tony said, I feel like WWE mid-card talent is much better than it was in the Attitude Era, but mid-card guys were booked better back then. That is spot. Hold on. Think about it. How interesting was the mid-card back in the day when you were young? Now, to be fair, when you were younger and you didn't know better, dude, whenever, like, I never looked at it aside from, like, guys like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and just because of the way he was booked, Diesel, like those guys that were in the upper echelon in the World Championship thing. To me, all wrestlers were equal. All gimmicks were equal. Dude, you know who I absolutely fucking loved? Barry Horowitz. I loved me some Barry Horowitz.
I was a big fan of Savio Vega. I
Dude,
was always waiting for Savio Vega to get that one win.
Nope.
But no, I agree. I
Dan
do
Smith,
agree.
LOL wrestling. Yeah, wrestling can be funny.
Yeah, man.
Comedian, comic
Exactly.
wrestling. Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Colt Cabana, boom, boom.
I don't get the reference.
That's his entrance. Colt Cabana, boom, boom.
I'm not a Colt Cabana guy. As much as I'm a CM Punk guy, I'm not a Colt Cabana guy, which is weird. But
I'm sorry, Punk has lost his shine to me. They were pushing Alberto Del Rio there for a while. Yeah, but Alberto again. Stop. Okay. Eli, I'm going to tell you something. There are two names you do not mention to beef. One of them is Alberto Del Rio. The other one is Randy Orton. Don't. He'll go on a rant.
And here's the thing.
He'll yell and scream.
Orton. I like Orton. I think that he could be a great, and he is a great dynamite heel. But I think that he's a shitbag fans. Hey, what's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, dude?
But here's the thing. So yes, I agree. Guys like The Godfather and D'Lo Brown.
Cool Pops were massive.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah.
Tony said.
And then guys like D'Lo Brown, guys like Godfather were pushed to the moon with
Kama
like,
Mustafa.
with little
The
to
Extreme
no
Fighting Machine.
actual talent. Rikishi's another one.
Whoa! Don't you talk about Head Shrinker there?
But here's the thing. You're right. You're
Kai
right.
and Tai.
Yeah, these guys were pushed really hard in the mid card. You're right.
Snow.
And the talent is way better in the mid card. You're right. Yeah. Is that the Brock Lesnar effect? Is I think the mid card shines brighter because Lesnar's not around and because the Intercontinental title is the title on Raw.
Ryan says Horowitz wins. I loved it. I love it. Hey, that's how Sean Waltman got his career kicked off. 1, 2, 3 Kid put over Razor Ramon. That's the power of putting someone over. Razor Ramon did not lose his shine. Like Scott Hall did not lose his shine from letting Kid win because Kid was a natural underdog babyface. It was all organic. He got that victory over Razor, and it shot him to the moon. Now, backstage politicking also helped, but I mean, it was anything. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to detract, but that Horowitz.
No,
thing.
you're right. You're right. And Eli makes a good point about the mid card being pushed better than it is now. But I don't think the mid card now needs the push. I think they're better without it, honestly.
Eli also makes a really good point. Attitude Era mid-carders were always great because it was easier to give them gimmicks that weren't PC. But then that was also back in the time period where every wrestler also had another job.
That's true. Duke the Dunkster Drosy and Bob Sparkplug Holly.
The Goon.
Oh my God, the Goon.
The Big Boss Man.
Yeah. Nails.
Nails. Yeah, Big Boss Man, Nails.
I mean, hell, the Undertaker. He was a freaking.
He was on the Undertaker.
Yeah, right. Like so, you're not wrong. But I mean, here's the thing though. With the mid card now, you can just let them go. You take Balor and Styles. I put him in the mid card right now. Orton. You can say, hey, go.
Upper mid card.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so mid card. You say, hey, go. Say 4 lines, get your opponent pissed off at you, and just make a good match happen, and they can.
But that
you couldn't do that with D'Lo Brown. If you said, "Hey, D'Lo, go," he's gonna say, and that's it.
What was the lyrics to his music? It was like,
"Ooh, you're looking at the real deal now." Oh.
Yeah. Did you just Hamsar that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Gonna take your sorry ass to the street.
Unsafeness at the back entrance now.
Oh, speaking of being old, man, Homestar.
Yeah, I know, man. Be careful with that reference. It's
Everybody.
Wow.
And this is the kind of thing that you can
expect
what's up,
from the
Elbow? Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast, available soon to a PC like you. We're not done yet. I'm just, more plugs out there. More plugs. Pittsburgh
again,
Pile Driver podcast. We got 10 now. Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast.
One more time for you. Pittsburgh
Pile Driver podcast. Anyway, those are the plugs.
Oh, wait, there's 2 more. Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast. Or P3 for short.
Right, or Triple P, as I like
Triple
to call
P.
it. All right, so let's talk TakeOver, okay? Because I think that this year's TakeOver. So first of all, I'm super bummed that Ciampa's out, and I think that it really.
You want to talk about bad timing?
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
my God.
like this was like the conclusion of Gargano and Ciampa. This was it, man. Like this was the time that Gargano was going to go over the face, and the crowd was going to go nuts, and Ciampa was finally going to get his just desserts, and he's out. And I mean, so I remember this whenever Sasha first came up, and I love Sasha Banks. I will not make that unabashedly, not like I love her so much. I think that she's an incredible worker and probably the best worker in the women's division right now. When she came
You're
up,
making bold statements, Henry.
When she came up, she got the knock on her for being injury prone because she got hurt at the wrong time. And I'm worried that that's going to hamper Ciampa too, because this is the second time in a row where it looked like him and Johnny Wrestling are going to come to a
definite conclusion.
And it's not gonna again. And I mean, what do? Do they hold Johnny back in NXT for another year?
No.
For another 6 months?
No, they don't.
Over 3?
No, they don't do that. No way. They do it. They do the same thing they did in NXT because in Vince McMahon's mind, nobody watches NXT anymore.
So they're gonna Owen Zayn it then.
They're gonna Owen Zayn. They're gonna Owen Zayn it
on the main card.
They're gonna put Gargano on the main card. They're gonna have him work. They're going to have him get back over as a babyface. They're going to push him pretty well to where people know who he is, know the whole thing. Ciampa's going to come back, kick the ever-loving shit out of him, and they're going to start the whole thing over.
And I'm fine with that. I think that's probably the best case scenario.
Will it have the same gravity because it doesn't have the initial turn and then all the storytelling with Candace.
So here's an aside, real quick. So rumor has it that, and dirt sheet me.
Oh,
yeah,
Eli.
That's my exact emoji.
Yep.
Meet me on the dirt sheets. But the rumor is that DIY was supposed to be facing the Revival at Mania. But here's the thing: they had already recorded the DIY breakup again on NXT. So were they going to go with two completely separate storylines, one for TakeOver, one for Mania? I mean, think about that. This is, I think, kind of a blessing in disguise, really, because I think that would have been a complete and total
clusterfuck.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, it's because and this goes back to our point before, there's no communication between the brands. And McMahon doesn't look at NXT as a proving ground or even possibly a third brand, which you could definitely hold. Put it in smaller venues. Work it the way it works. It goes over well. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. Vince looks at NXT and just like I said, I will do the voice again. Wow, just bring him up. Bring him up to just feed them their fodder. Bring him up. I'll put him in where I need to. I know he sees potential.
I disagree.
I know he sees. There's obviously talent down there that needs and demands attention. Guys like Johnny Gargano, guys like Aleister Black, guys like Ricochet, Adam Cole. Notice how he's always in our lists. I think that should, whenever we list off people like this, Adam Cole is always there. That should speak highly of Adam Cole.
The dream.
Oh my God. When he came out with that gimmick the first time, I was like, this is going to go over like a lead balloon. But because of the talent, he has made that a gimmick that I go, oh my God.
I can't wait to see
this
guy.
Could be he's like, who was Gorgeous George? It has that modern take on the Gorgeous George thing.
Mm-hmm.
It makes audiences uncomfortable. It's all about preening and arrogance. It is that modern day Gorgeous George thing.
So here's the thing. I think that Vince recognizes NXT for what it is. And I think that Vince absolutely respects what they do. I don't think that he has a care for what they do. Like, I don't think that he's got his finger on the pulse. But the fact that, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, he said to Paul,
yes, he is, Eli.
He said that, hey, give me your 4 backs NXT guys. We need to do something different. He recognizes that the talent level is on a different. And here's the thing, and this is a completely separate point, and I don't really want to get into it, but I do. I at least want to say it. I don't think that there is a big I don't think that there's a big difference in talent. I think that they're mostly equal, but I think that NXT is booked better as opposed, to having 7, 8, 9, 10 card matches on a card. They got 5 or 6, so they can have a longer match and not look like a shitty 5 moves of doom guy. Whereas when you get to Raw or SmackDown, that style changes.
That's fine, but you're looking at that as going like, okay, they're taking these guys, and McMahon recognizes the talent and the look. He recognizes those things. That's fine. But what he doesn't...
I don't think he does, because he said to Triple H, hey, give me... He doesn't care, he could care less who it is. He said to Triple H, you tell me. So while he recognizes it, I don't think he would say, this guy's the best, this guy's the best.
I think... Well, the other thing that's the problem, too, is that shows that McMahon doesn't give a shit what they're doing down there. Storyline-wise, continuity-wise, booking-wise, he didn't give a shit. And the thing is, you're not protecting the business that way or doing the best thing for the business overall. You are shitting on it. And if it was like a one-off, hey, we're featuring some talents from NXT right here, go check out NXT and push towards NXT to get more viewers, to get more people to hand you money for the network, right? No, hear me from that standpoint. But like, that's the point, is you could take it that way of going, we're bringing these guys up. We're showing you something new. We're showing you the future. Book it that way. But no, McMahon's just like, I want the product's getting stale, and he said I have no stars in the mid card. He said that was another reason.
I did not hear that. No.
He was quoted. He said Vince McMahon was quoted as saying, he's like, none of these guys are superstars in the mid card. Instead of looking at these guys going, look at the wealth of talent I have, what can I do? McMahon thinks he can wave a fucking magic wand and just get a Steve Austin and just get a Rock and just get a Hogan. He thinks he can just do that. No, you know how you do that? You look at the people like you look at Kevin Owens. Push him to the fucking moon. Becky Lynch, push her, like they're doing it. Push her to the moon. Don't have her lose at Mania.
That makes me sad because I think Finn Balor and Samoa Joe are two of my big two of my top guys right now, and
Joe Shabika and Ange Parco, Jerry Bressler, and Max Salada came in with my big dumb ridiculous rant. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast. Not official yet. Tony, by the way, Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze. I'd love that.
That'd be an awesome main event for 205 Live. I'm sorry. I love Tyler Breeze, and I love the Velveteen Dream. But it's very clear that Vince has made... You know what? Here's the thing. So, Breeze was not one of my guys in NXT, whatever. And Johnny Curtis, Fandango, was only okay. Okay, great. But whenever they pulled together and they became the Fashion Police... I was like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous.
It's comedy. It's just comedy.
Their first big thing on Raw when they were first together. They talked about like they were in the tanning bed and they got super burned or something. They had some like real good like repartee, and I'm like, okay,
hey Chelsea,
this might be fun. And then like the Fashion Files on SmackDown.
Oh my god! The
reason that I watched SmackDown for a long time, and I'm like I get the Fandango's hurt. But I mean, you don't have to be like active in the ring to do the Fashion Files. And I think that's where they're the best. I love Tyler Breeze and I love Velveteen Dream, but I don't think you'll ever see that anywhere near the top of a card at Raw or SmackDown or anywhere else. For no other reason, if only you are not going to see Velveteen Dream on main event. You are not going to see him on main event. That's the 205 Live, but yeah, same thing.
205. Well, 205. Man, I'll tell you what. Those guys, they work so damn hard.
Yeah, they like their product is probably the closest I can say to an indie product right now.
Oh yeah,
Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy. He did the what's it called? The Kamagoye. Kota Ibushi's move where he grabs the hands and he knees him in the head.
Oh yeah,
I saw that. And I was like, I never thought in a minute that they would let that on WWE.
He takes and sells reverse Ranas and DDTs like he got shot. It's fantastic.
We took a reverse Rana the other day at the pay-per-view.
It was someone who shouldn't be taking a reverse Rana.
Was it in the WWE title match? I think.
No, it was in the
United States match.
United States match. It was.
So it's probably R-Truth then, right? Because I can't see Joe taking a reverse Rana.
No, it was Joe.
Was it Joe?
I think it was Joe.
Anyway, he got nailed and whew.
But yeah, seeing Joe try and take a move like that is ridiculous. But so. We could go on and on about Mania stuff, but we should do that on an actual official future episode of the Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast. Again, Beef, you're the one who put together the social media stuff. I'm just the technical guy. I'm the guy who...
I'm working on it. We have a Facebook page. We have a Twitter. It's something weird on Twitter. Hold on.
Something weird on Twitter.
I'm going to give it to you just to follow it. Go ahead, talk.
On Facebook, you can look for the Pittsburgh...
Hold on, let me pull Lesnar. Say something stupid, Poot. You're not saying anything stupid.
I don't know what. Something stupid.
Stupid gimmick.
Anyway, so is Lesnar's. Anyway, so hey, Jonathan Keith's here.
Pitt Pitt Pile Driver.
I'm gonna teach you about pop guards, Beef. Jeepers creepers.
Sorry. At Pitt Pitt Pile Driver on Twitter.
So at
follow us.
Pitt Pile Driver.
Yep.
That's us. And then also on Facebook, just search for Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast. That's Pile Driver. It's the Pittsburgh Pile Driver
Podcast.
There you go. Podcast.
Then also we're doing some social media stuff. We're going to be throwing it out there soon-ish. So hopefully, but yeah.
Hey, Brandon Brickley. coming in right at the end. Make sure to check out future episodes of
The
Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast. And again, we're also on YouTube. We're going to be putting up the audio tracks of episodes, so you can check that out. And hopefully, Chuck Buggo, that's me.
Yeah, we're hopefully gonna be doing some of these live streams. Again, don't expect
Yeah.
this all the time, but for special occasions, we're probably gonna nail a live feed here and there.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so final prediction here. Since we're winding down, give me the best match of Takeover and the best match of Mania. Go.
Oh, best match of Takeover. Why don't we give a rundown of the card? Do you have the card off the top of your head?
I can give you what I believe it to be. I don't think a lot of it's official yet.
Well, I'll tell you.
We have the War Raiders versus Black Skies. We have Baszler versus Bianca Belair and Io Shirai. We have Cole versus Gargano, and we have Dream versus Riddle so far.
Oh,
There's probably going to be another one.
Hands down, unless something else is the unrevealed one. Hands down, it's going to be Gargano and Cole. Hands down. I really, really would like to give the nod to Matt Riddle and the Dream, because every match the Dream is in, he turns lead into fucking gold, man. He just has that Midas touch with a match. But I will say it's going to be Johnny Wrestling versus Adam Cole Bebe, like bar none.
I think if it's not, then they're doing something wrong. But
oh yeah,
but Takeover has this weird tradition of having their tag team matches be absolute classics.
You're not in the War Raiders.
Talking about the War Raiders versus Black and Ricochet. I mean, you're talking about four guys who can go and who can just flat out go. So I think, you know what? I'll call it. I think that the tag team title match at Takeover is going to be better than the main event.
Cole Gargano. I'm sorry, okay. I'm going Cole Gargano.
So what about Mania?
Mania?
Yes, sir.
What do we got so far in Mania?
I'm not gonna. God. Well. Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm gonna give you my predictions. Give me. All right. So I'll run top down. Rousey, Charlotte, Becky for the Raw Women's title.
Oh, Becky has to. Becky has to walk away with that belt.
Well, we're not gonna do predictions here. Oh. I'm just gonna give you a rundown of the card. Rollins, Lesnar. Probably Reigns versus McIntyre, McMahon versus Shane versus The Miz, Bryan versus probably Kevin Owens, Kofi, and Mustafa Ali. The Revival versus Dark Skies, or Black Skies, I believe, Black and Ricochet. Maybe Gable and Ruth thrown in there.
Probably pre-show.
Usos, question mark. Joe is probably going to defend the title against R-Truth, Ray, Andrade, and question mark.
Nakamura
and Rusev would be two guys I'd throw in there. Balor is probably going to be Demon versus Lashley. Rollins versus Lesnar for the uni. Bailey and Sasha versus either Fire and Desire. Or the Sky Pirates. I'd be okay with either.
Sky Pirates would be. Give Sky Pirates. That's one thing I will say. Give Sky Pirates the belts. I know Bailey and Sasha haven't had those belts very long, just since Elimination Chamber. But what do they say? Money's in the chase.
That's right. The 100%. That's a good reference. Good reference.
Right.
AJ versus Orton. Cena versus Angle reportedly. And Triple H versus Batista.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much all of it. I feel like I need to name like 25 matches.
See, all the big keynote matches, Triple H versus Dave. Yeah, Dave. No, it's gonna be Triple H versus nobody. You won't be able to see him.
I like Batista. He's back.
Someone's gonna do something with Cena.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, no, he said no. Dave. He was
Dave Batista.
He was Drax. Drax.
Yeah.
You can't see him.
Oh, because he's Dutch.
There you go. All right, but no, I feel like the big key, and we do need to cut this off. I think we're doing just a little taste. But I honestly do. The keynote matches, the big ones, like the ones that are really are kind of like really being pushed right now, from a booking standpoint or a logical standpoint, it only makes sense for one outcome, or else everything's going to fall flat. And we had that happen was it last year's Mania? Where like or was it at the Rumble where it's like people lost it? You're just like, what the fuck?
That was Rumble. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're live.
Everything went wrong.
What's up, Jason?
Hey. Was it?
Oh, and Mark.
JJ? Oh, and Mark. Yeah.
What's
Hey,
up,
what's
Mark?
up, dude? Mark just says Kofi. I agree.
So okay, so the question
But-
was best match on the card.
Best
Mania.
match on the
Go.
card for Mania. I should have listened closer. I think.
Yeah, I'm not rolling down those 20 matches again.
Man. I really think because, and this is not me just going, well, it's the best title, so it must be the best match. I really believe Lesnar likes Rollins. Lesnar wanted to work with Rollins. Lesnar said, and Rollins can make Rollins could do the thing that Kenny Omega did where he wrestled a mop and a sex doll and nothing and make it a great match. Or a 10-year-old girl. When he wrestled that little 10-year-old girl and he made it look good. I really think that Lesnar is going to want to work with Rollins and make it a good match.
I believe.
I don't know if it's going to be best because I don't know.
And I got one more question for you after this,
Mhm.
but I think that the best match on WrestleMania is going to be. Hi, Mom. So I think that the best match at WrestleMania is going to be Kofi versus Owens versus Ali versus Daniel Bryan, and here's why. At Fastlane, Bryan versus Owens versus Ali absolutely crushed. I think that they were the best match in the card far and away. I think if you had Kofi in there and what the crowd's going to do whenever he wins, I think that that's going to be your feel-good story. I think that Rousey and Charlotte and Becky Lynch, don't you steal my thunder. That's what I'm going to ask you. I think that the women are probably going to absolutely kill it too. I think that's going to be a much more physical match. I don't think it's going to be about wrestling. I think it's about a beatdown.
Fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight.
Oh, it has to be.
But I
the
think
build to this has been disgusting.
Yeah, right.
Like
It's
been brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been. So, but yes, I truly believe that the WWE title match, whatever it shakes down into, whether it be Bryan versus Owens versus Kofi, whether it be Bryan versus Kofi, whether it be all four of them, and I really hope it is all four of them because I think all four of them really deserve it. I think that match steals the show.
Here's my question: who's going to eat the pin in that match?
Oh, okay, that's not what I was going to ask.
That's what I'm going to ask. That's what I'm going to ask.
I think Daniel Bryan has to. I think that you don't build up the shit-eating heel to not lose at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
so.
I understand that, and I agree with you, but that makes sense. What does it say? Drink up, Pooters. Delicious. What was the question you were going to ask me? No, you didn't, Mark. My mom was actually watching a little bit earlier.
So both moms have been watching.
Yay, they're proud of us.
Here's something that has been plaguing me. What match closed the show? What is the main event of WrestleMania?
You know, I know everybody really, 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 really wants the women's match, the women's title match to close that show. You're one of them. Dude, I think in my mind, it should be the world title.
You mean WWE title?
Yeah. Like that, I think it should be WWE title. I would be very, very okay with it being the women's title. I would. I think it would be cool. It would be a nice little piece of history. It would be good. And I know that they're going to put on a good match.
So let me tell you something.
But I think it's going to be the world, it should be the world.
This week, there have been two matches that have been called the main event of WrestleMania. The WWE title match has not been one of them. The two matches that have been referred to as the main event of WrestleMania are Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar.
Well, of course.
And Charlotte, Becky versus Ronda. So of those two matches, what do you think gets it?
What should
Dead air is great for podcasts, by the way.
Well, this is also a video
Also
like you
true.
wanted to do, so they can see me pondering. All right. I think
He is
not
weird.
your weird bro. No.
He is weird.
Bryan wouldn't lose any momentum from taking the pin. Owens and
Exactly.
Ali would be signed.
And you've
No,
been building the crowd to hate Daniel Bryan, so it's not going to feel good unless Daniel Bryan loses.
Again, I said I agree with you.
Right.
That's the logical
Anyway,
thing.
what closes Mania? You having and hawing here?
No, I'm having and hawing because.
Or do you believe that regardless of that the WWE title?
Oh
match
no.
Okay.
I would like to see it, and because
deserves
that
to.
would be Kofi's big thing. It would be a big pop. It would give credence to that belt. But the thing is, I want it really of those two matches. I want it to be the women's title. I want it to be Ronda, Becky, Charlotte. I want it to be that. But odds on, Lesnar's losing that belt. That's closing the show. Lesnar finally losing that belt again, having Rollins come out the conquering hero. You have Dean Ambrose coming out on like his presumed last night. You have
a curtain call.
A curtain call.
Okay.
You have the curtain call come out, like the Shield comes out. You have hugs, crying, I love you guys. You have the fists in the middle, and then there's the pyro, and Rollins stands there, and he's this and he's that.
You've painted a good picture, and I like that. So I hope it's the women.
I hope
the women deserve it.
They deserve it, but it's not going to happen.
I'm a little salty.
If it wasn't
what's
Lesnar,
Adam saying there? Just the
WWE title should close. Biggest pop, best in-ring match. No reason it shouldn't, other than Vince being an old man cranky puss.
Yes, that is and that's why we can't wait to have you here, man, to be here with us with that kind of insight, because you are 157 million% correct.
But again,
it is going to be the best match, and it should be the closer, but it's not going to be.
It's not. It's going to get the biggest pop, but I think honestly, it's going to be on par with Rollins. People fucking love Seth Rollins. They love him. They love him so much, and they love the Shield, and they'd love to see that. The thing is, the fans would want the women's title there. And John said that he's heard that it's going to be the women's title.
I hope so.
And it probably will be, because it will set a big precedent, and it will be a good thing to go into the future. However, here's my point with this. You're going to – got that right, women rule. Right, Mark Martin. You got that right, Mark Martin.
It's my mom still. My brother would never, ever post that.
Shannon Casher. Hi, Shannon. So here's the thing. You're like, Adam. You're absolutely right. Like you guys are both right. But it's going to be because it's Lesnar, because it's that belt. They're trying to keep it the top belt, the big prize, and I think that's what it's going to be. So.
I would love to see that, but let me, and again, follow us. Hit Pile Driver. That's PITT Pile Driver.
Pit Pile Driver.
Yes.
Or just search Pittsburgh Pile Driver on Facebook or YouTube.
Like us on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. But here, let me say this one thing real quick. Let me paint a picture for you that I read, and this is a horror story. So WrestleMania 9, Yokozuna, Bret Hart. Yoko wins.
No. WrestleMania 9, we're done. Night, everyone.
Okay.
Adam says $9.99 a month.
Brock Lesnar wins, okay? And he wins dirty. And the boos are coming down. All of a sudden, da-da, 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 da-da. And out comes the conquering hero. Boom, Superman punch. Boom, spear. 1, 2, 3.
They are not WrestleMania 9ing this. I won't let it.
I hope not. Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast.
Casey
I'm going to say it one more time.
Too. Hi, Casey.
Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. We're going to be doing more of this. I promise. I really enjoyed this.
This was fun. We should do this more often. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Internet.
Woo!